And this list will always use the square brackets. Within the square brackets, we'll write the values. We'll see this string. It's a very good string. Corona 1, 2, 3. And if we want to print, we can use the statement print followed by the list name variable, the list name, that is A, and we are able to print that. Even you can store the elements in the list of different data types, and also even you can store a list inside a list, which is called as an nested list. For that, this is one example to demonstrate the nested list. See, the first one is a string, second one is a float number, third one is an integer, fourth is an once again the list. Even you can store a list inside a list, which is called as a nested list, which is possible only in this Python. Whether it was possible in the Java, no, in the array you cannot do that. See, the list it is stored as it is going to print. The next thing we are going to discuss is, see, if you want to print, it is not only the one list you are going to print. If there are multiple lists like this, if you want to print them, you can directly pass as an arguments to the function called print. Madhu, are you able to hear? Madhushri,
Yes, sir.
are you able to see the screen?
No, sir. Simply photo is coming.
Before that, I have shared the screen. It was visible, right?
Sir, it is visible.
Okay. See, even you can print the multiple list in a single function just by passing the arguments to the print. The first one, the first list, second list, and the third list. The third list is empty. That is why it is going to display the empty list. This is how you are going to use the list. And in the Python, at so many places, or for any simple functions or any simple programming, we use this list itself. That is why we should practice this list more if we are going to design in any application using the Python. It is the most commonly used the paradigm, that is the list. This is how we are going to create the multiple list and to print. And in order to print, we don't need a 3 different statements. Directly, you can use a single print just by passing the multiple lists as an argument. See, you have heard the word lists are mutable. The strings are not mutable. Strings are not mutable means if you create a string, example string equals hello. HELLO, hello. In between the third character HEL, if you want to replace L with any other character, you cannot change. Once a string, if you assign one value, to that, you cannot edit it. If you want a different string, with the third character as a L or M, HEM, instead of HELLO, HEMLO. If you want to change that, you have to create a new string. But lists are mutable. Means if you create a list once and in between if you want to change the list, see the list is 112, 111, 222 and 3033. This list is created once, and afterwards if I want to change the index, the numbers of 1 to 8, if I want to change that list, it is possible. See now the second element, the index of the first element is 0, the second element is 1, and the third element is 2. I have changed the second element to 8, and if you print, the second element has changed to 8. For this reason we call the list as an mutable. But the lists are mutable, strings are immutable. Once it is created, once you assign the value, you cannot change any characters. This is what the list, and they are called as mutable. Mutable means you can change at any time. Any index, if you just pass the index and change the value of that. This you have already seen the in operator. If you want to check any element whether it is present in that list or not, it will return you true or false. In the numbers, already 111 is there. That is why it is going to return as true. And if you try 222, false. This operator, in operator, you have already seen. And also this function, the for, using the for, you have already seen this for loop for the list. Just the for followed by a variable name in the followed by the list name. This list, it will return one by one element to this variable num, and then you are going to print inside the for. It will give you the error because you have not given a single space, the tab space. Now you are able to see the list 111, 8 and 3333. This first list is belongs to this print, and these three elements belong to this print. This you have already seen in the class. If a list is an empty, if you run the for loop on the empty, it is not going to print the statement inside that, because it is not going to return any value and it is not going to print the statement inside that. Now we'll see some of the list operations. The list operation is, we already know the operators, addition, multiplication, but if you do the operations on the list itself, how it is going to react. See these three, A is one list, B is another list. Now we'll do the addition operation between the two lists. What can be the output? The expected output can be C can be 5, 7, 9, or else 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only two things you can guess. The output of the addition operation on the two list will be It is going to add the list, not the add the elements inside the list. See the now the C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is going to include all the elements which are present in the two list, and it will put it inside one more list called C. And now the C contains 6 elements. If you had some more elements, it include all the elements. This addition operation, the operator plus, what it is going to do, it will just add the elements in the list and it will copy to the one more list. The same thing, the operator multiplication. See how the multiplication will react now. There is a list name called zero list. In that, you are going to multiply that zero list, you are going to multiply 4 times. When you multiply it 4 times, what should happen? 4 into 0, the output should be 0, or else one more option is 0 should print 4 times. The output is 4 times 0 is copied inside the list. If you want to duplicate any element, if you want to duplicate an element 100 times, you can use directly this operator. It's one single number, 1, 2, 3, this number. If you want a 10 times inside an array, inside a list, just multiply with that list inside 10 times. That entire list contains the same element 10 times. How easy it is in this Python, or else in the other languages like Java, you have to iterate and you have to copy the same elements at all the indexes. These are the normally we use these operations, concatenation operations to add all the elements, multiplication operations to duplicate the elements inside an array. See, if there are multiple elements, just now I have showed only one element. If there are multiple elements, instead of this 1, 2, 3, I will make it as 1, 2, 3. Now this list contains, this zero list contains 3 elements. Now if I multiply into 10, see the number of elements, 1, 2, 3 elements. Now the number of elements in the list is 30. These elements 10 times it is been repeated inside the list. List operations, 2 operators, one is plus, another one is multiplication. These are the 2 operators we normally use with the list. Anyone have doubts? Hi, do anyone have doubts? Nagashri? Nagashri, do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? Girjashri, do you have any doubts? Nandish, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. The next thing we'll discuss about this list slices. The slice operator, the colon, we have already seen this in a string. The colon operator we have seen in the string. Now we are just going to apply that with the list. See this. This is a list. If you want a part of that, there is a list which contains how many elements? 6 elements are there. If you want to the part of that list, directly you can give the index from 1 to 3. If you give 1 to 3, you have already seen the last index which is going to be excluded. That is why the elements which is going to print without the operator without the function called print, it is not going to print the elements in the console. See now B and C it is going to print. Why it is going to print B and C is it is going to include the index 1 means 0, 1. B it is going to include, then 2, C it is going to include, the last index 3 it is going to exclude. That is why B and C it is going to print. The same thing we have seen in the string. We have given the index there. The same thing applies here for the list. How they are going to handle in the background is once again the same thing they are going to when we assign the string to any variable, they are going to store it inside an array, and with the index only they are going to operate. In the same way here in the list also it works in that way itself. See, instead of that, if you don't give the initial index, and if you give the index called 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have given the index 5. Now it should print the first 5 elements excluding the F. If you don't give the start index, it will include elements from the first of the list. In the same way, if you don't include the end limit, it will include the star from the starting index till the end of the list. These 3 things you are already came across, you have seen the output inside the string. The main thing here is the list methods. Whenever you develop the application, and in that if you use the list, the commonly used functions are these things: list, append, extend. These are the commonly used functions, and you have to practice this if you develop any application using the Python. You should well practice this append and extend. And also you should know the difference between this append and also the extend. Append means if you want to enter an element, add an element at an end of a list, just only one element if you want to add. In that case, we'll go for this append. See the output. See the output. A, B, C, D. D, the fourth element, it has added at the end, not at the specific position. If you want to change B with D, directly you have to give the index. T of 1 equals D. But if you want to add at the end, you cannot directly give the index T of 0, 1, 2, 3. You cannot give T of 3 because there is no index called T of 3. In that case, if you want to add the element at the end of the list, in that case, you have to use this append. And it will permanently, it is going to store. Now, instead of one element, if I have multiple elements, in that case, we'll use this function called extend. It is going to extend your original list with the elements that you are going to pass as an argument to the extend function. See, the first function T1 list dot extend, that you have to extend with the number of more than one elements. That instead of that elements you are not giving, that you have directly stored inside a list called T2, and then that you want to add it to the T1. In that case, we'll use this extend function, more than one element. Print of T1. See now the elements A, B, C, D, and E. Any number of elements you can extend. Main difference between the append function and the extend function is a single element. If you want to add at the end of the list, you have to use this append function. More than one elements, directly you can pass, or else you can directly store inside a list and you can pass it as an argument to the extend function. But it is not directly extend function. Which list you have to extend, that you have to include. T1 dot extend of T2. If you print that, your entire list is being extended by any number of elements. See, there is one more list method. One is append, one more beautiful function which is called extend, and one more is this sort. This sort function, as we see the output here, see, it is going to sort alphabetically A, B, C, D, E, but in the background, how it works is with the ASCII value. And it is, this function is also commonly we use when we design applications using the Python. Remember these functions from the exam point of view also, these three functions also, it is important: append, extend, and sort. And also the applications when you design using this Python, these three functions you commonly use: append, extend, and sort. And one more is the deleting the elements. The next operation is deleting the elements. Okay, anyone have doubts?
Sir,
Yes. May I know your name?
sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, in sort, in order
Yes,
to
sir.
carry out sort,
Yes.
all the data types should
You want to know the data type, and based on the data type, it is going to sort. We'll check that.
Sir, for example, in the
Okay.
list T, along with the characters, if you add numbers, will it
Yes,
sort
yes.
or not?
Yes. See, since he doesn't know whether you have stored. See, it doesn't know whether you have stored the character or the number. See here, the first, since it is going to, even you can pass the Boolean value for that. In that case, it cannot take it as a string.
Can you please mute others?
Okay, whether you have given the name or you are given the USN here, Sri Lakshmi.
Sir, I have given USN.
May I know your USN?
Sir, I have raised my hand. 4JN 17CS 089.
89. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, here,
Hmm.
if I give integer,
See here.
it
If I
gave
give
error,
the,
no, sir. So then how to compare whether it is possible or not, sir? Sort
So
of.
that is what it is not possible. Why? Because instead of this, see, if you have given true, which is a keyword, which is a Boolean value, but you assume that it has a string, but it is a Boolean value, it is not going to compare. Because of that reason, it always expects you to be string or the number. In that case, it is going to sort it.
Okay, sir. I got it. Thank you, sir.
The problem is with the three different types: Boolean, the string, the number. With the character and a string, it is a no problem, but a single character or more than one character, because of that reason, uh, it is not going to perform the sort on different data types. One minute, I'm going to take the attendance. The next is the commonly used the function which is called as delete operation. In this delete operations, you have three different times. You know the index of an operator. Sometimes you don't know the index, you just know the element which you want to remove. Sometimes you want to know which element is being deleted. For that reason, the Python has given three different options. One is called pop, another one is called delete operator, one more function is called remove. Three different uh, variety of you can delete the elements. This pop function, you have to pass the index. See this pop function, for that you have to pass the index. Now it is going to delete the element which is present at the index 1, and now in the list it contains only A and C. But one more option is there with the delete operator. See, this pop, after this popping the element, even you can check the element which is been deleted. Which element is being deleted? For that reason, we use this function called pop. If you don't if you want that confirmation which element is being deleted, and if you want to print that element which has been deleted, you have to use this function called pop. Instead of that, you can use directly delete or the remove. In that case, the return type of that is null. The return type of that is null. In this case, you have to give the index for the delete operator. For remove function, you have to pass the elements. That is what the difference. If you want the element which is been deleted, you have to use the pop. If you don't want which element is been deleted, you can directly use delete, but you have to give the index. If you don't know the index of an element inside a list, directly if you know the element, you have to use remove function. This is what the three different variety of, or directly we'll see this. See the element. In this case, the element, the first element B is been removed. Once again, we have assigned the T equals ABC, T dot remove. It has just removed the second element. Three different types: pop, delete, and remove. The three different variations are, one is you want print the element which has been deleted. These two functions, it is not going to return you the element which is deleted, but performs the deletion operation. No confirmation, no confirmation that which element has been deleted. Even you can use the slice operator to delete T 1:5. 1:5 if you delete first element, second element, third element, fourth element. B, C, D, E is been deleted. See, A and F is left out. This is what the deletion operation, and you can perform the all the functions what you have seen. These things you have already seen. The functions, inbuilt functions, the length operation. See, the number of elements is 6. The maximum element in this is 74. That is why max of nums is 74. Minimum is 3. That is why it is 3. Sum of nums, it will add all the elements, and the number of elements it is 154. If you want the average, sum of all elements by the number of length, it is the average. This is also a commonly used operations. If you develop an applications, we use this, normally we use these functions. The next, converting the string to list, that we will discuss in the next class. Thank you. Thank you all.
Sir.
Bye. ವರ್ಷದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ.
Wish you the same, sir.
Wish you the same. Go Corona.